Hello, welcome to Nanju Francisco Reports. This week I have a very special feature because I'll be interviewing one of the leading Filipino community leaders in Bahrain. And I'm so happy and so proud to have this opportunity to interview today our special guest, Mr. Orlando Fontanilla, and he is the current president of the Filipino-American Association in Bahrain. So let's start our interview right away because we have a lot of questions for our special guest today. I'm pleased to introduce to you Mr. Orlando Fontanilla. Good afternoon, Mr. Fonti.
Good afternoon, Nanju. This is a pleasure to be in your report, and I am very, very happy to have this time for you.
Thank you so much.
You're always welcome, Miss Nanju.
You know, I've known Mr. Fonti since 2008, and
Yes.
we've come a long way. I could really tell you and write a book about his life, but I will let Mr. Fonti tell us his life story. Fonti, I'll just call you Fonti.
Yes, of course.
Can you tell us something about yourself?
Okay. Well, a lot of people doesn't know. They thought I grew up in Manila, but I grew up personally in Carmen Rosales, Pangasinan. My mother is from that town in Rosales, and my father was in Ilocos Sur. We have in Sarat, Bigan. We have a lot of relatives in Ilocos. But because of my father was a military man also, so he was stationed in different part of the Philippines. Sometimes we go to Mindanao during my grade school. We go to Manila. We go to Nueva Ecija. We go to Tarlac and Pampanga. So those are the things. Being a military's children, we go with our father. But when I was in high school now, that's the time that we spend most of our time in Pampanga. That's why I know how to speak the dialect.
Wow. So your father was a military man,
Yes.
so you had an inspiration from your dad.
Of course, yes.
So how did you start?
Then in 1989, I was so fortunate. I joined the United States Navy from the Philippines.
From the
Then
Philippines.
I went to San Diego, but before that, when I was a young engineer, I graduated mechanical engineer in Holy Angel University in Angeles City, Pampanga. So then after that, I worked for San Miguel Brewery for 7 months only.
7
Then
months.
I was blessed that I passed the exam and all the requirements for the U.S. Navy. And February 21, I joined and I signed my contract. And after 1 week after I signed the contract, 17 of us Filipinos recruited from the Philippines
17.
joined the U.S. Navy back in 1989.
Wow, that's 1989.
Yes, so
And you never looked back.
after 4 years of my first contract, I went home.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the first time that I went home after joining in the Navy.
Wow. So, how about Bahrain? How did Bahrain figure in your tour of duty?
My first station here in the Middle East, but before that, when I was on board the USS John F. Kennedy, the aircraft carrier CV-67, we deploy here in the Middle East. And one of our stop in the Middle East is Bahrain
Okay.
during the Gulf War. And I was so fortunate, there is position what they call BITSNet. So we stay here in the land supporting our crew on board the ship. So I stayed here, and during the time, I remember very vividly, Jufair it's like a water.
Wow.
And now if you look at Jufair, it's very, very progressive.
Yes.
Buildings everywhere. So during that time that I was stationed here, never come in my mind that one day I will be personally stationed in the Kingdom of Bahrain. And
That was what year?
that was in 2001.
2001.
Yes. And
22 years ago.
yes, 22 years ago now. And until now, I'm asking myself, I'm already retired. I spent 32 years of my Navy career, and then I was hired as a government employee in the same place in Bahrain Naval Base. So maybe there's something, but like I said before, maybe I'm meant for this place to be here.
And you have that saying that you cannot ever put a good man down. They will always look for that good man.
Oh, thank you, Ms. Nanju.
And now comes the exciting part. I know you are the current president of the Filipino-American Association in Bahrain. And you've been, like, I think, elected for the 3rd time. Am I correct?
Yes, I am.
So, can you tell our subscribers, our listeners and viewers, how did you come up with this prestigious organization? I would say prestigious because this is one of the largest, I tell you, one of the largest organizations in Bahrain, one of the most respected and one of the most well-known organizations. And I've known these organizations for a long time because I've worked in the Philippine Embassy before.
Yes.
And that's how I had the privilege to meet Mr. Fonti.
Yes.
So, can you tell us how you started with the Fil-Am?
Then, in 2001 to, that's the first time that I will be stationed here in Manama, Bahrain. In a humble way, me and our friends, first this one started as Asian Pacific Heritage Month inside the base.
Okay.
So we have a program inside the base and invited a lot of Americans. And one of the things that I would like to let everybody knows, the Filipino-American Associations, every part of the United States, either civilian community and military-wise, there is Filipino-Americans. So, when I came over here, there is no Filipino-American Association inside the base. So all of a sudden, one afternoon, some of our friends, we went to Exhibition Road.
Okay.
And in Exhibition Road, one of my friends said, let's have a coffee. So we end up in Costa Coffee. And I remember this one very vividly. It's in Exhibition Road by the roundabout where you see the clock. This is 21 years ago. So we are sitting there ordering our coffee. And then all of a sudden, and I remember, these are the names of the people with me, and I would like to mention their name.
Yes.
Like the late Mon Cervantes, who's already, he died 10 years ago. Mon Cervantes, Kiko Francisco, Dado Rojas, Ed Soriano, and then I have Jing Moso, Ben Cariaga, and me. So what happened is, first it started with a joke. I said, hey, Fonti, why we don't stood up the Fil-Am inside the base since we started the Asian Pacific Heritage Month? Because the names I mentioned, we are also the people who created the Asian Pacific Heritage Month inside the base. Because I said, let's do this one. So we formed ourselves, and then we started the Asian Pacific Heritage Month, which is every May of every year. It's a Heritage Month for Asian Pacific Islander. So because there is no program like that, so we started it. And then we end up, after 2 weeks of that Asian Pacific Month, we went to Costa Coffee, and we're just joking, hey, why don't we stood up the Fil-Am, and then you the president, you the vice president, we appointed ourselves.
Okay.
I was very resistant the first time, and I don't want to be the president because I said, well, you know, we have more high-ranking people, they could run this. No, you're good.
But
because
all the fingers were pointing
at me. So it's like a majority vote. So okay, I accepted. Then we started our membership inside the base.
How many members you still remember that time?
Yeah, we started 30 people. 30 people.
Okay.
We started back in 2001, 30 people among ourselves. One of the things that I would like to share to you guys, Fil-Am, Filipino-American Association, are accepted in a military installation. It's part of organization. So the only members during the time are military members, active members, and families only.
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 No external
No external, no outsiders to join. No, it's only strictly for, and during the time, are U.S. citizens.
Wow.
Yes.
Exclusive.
So, now, to expand more, why in Bahrain, the outsiders, which is our kababayans, can join the members. Back in 2008, it came to my mind that if we can bring people, foreign nationals, to join the Fil-Am, it will be good because it's a showcase of the military installation that we're opening the doors to other foreign nationals or third world country nationals to join Fil-Am, our associations. But before that, it's a big question. I need to face the lawyers of the Navy. Of course, there's a
To
justify why I would like opening the doors for, because one of the things, and I cannot blame the naval base also because security purposes.
Yes.
Those are the things, the heavy questions that was asked that I need to defend. They interview me almost 2 hours. Different questions. Security, funds, the people, where they from, why, what is your reason, why do you want them? And the only thing I always say, don't we be happy, our leaders be happy, if an organization like this, we will open it to the outside world to showcase Americans, the friendship to the people, not because inside the base, but we have an open hands to embrace the foreign nationals that are foreign nationals in the Kingdom of Bahrain. So that's what it started. And we waited after a month.
And that's how it started.
It started like that.
And the rest is history.
And then we opened the doors to membership, and then a lot of questions from the foreign nationals also. They're saying, okay, what will be our benefit in joining?
Yeah.
So we showed the bylaws, our goals, our commitments, and we started everything. And then, because as a military man, I need to go back to the States, so we have elections when I left, so until, it's like a chain of reactions. Every 1 year, every 2 years, there is elections, and I was not around. I came back, and of course, people knows me because I'm the one who started it. So they said, well, he's back, so why don't he run again? That's why this
and
is
you got elected for 3 times.
to the third time again.
This is history,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Yeah. And right now, you are the current president.
Yes,
and who are the other members of the Filipino-American Association?
Okay, I would like to say the officers.
Yes, the officers.
I have the Vice President Lito Sarmiento for our internal, and Vice President Rick Advincula for external. We have Reina Gumiran, our Madam Secretary. We have Treasurer, Mr. Romy Tagulang. And we have our Operation Director, Ray Giron. And we have our Public Affairs Officer, is Enzo Lorenzo Samson. So those are the EXICOM. We have advisors. The chairman of the board is Mr. Bong Guanlao. Mr. Captain Hernan Ubelos, the former president. We have Vel Figueras. We have Mr. Alain Buensuceso, our sports commissioner. And then we have Emil Pabregas, so retired Navy guys also. So that is the core right now, and we have chairmans on every committee. We have Miss Estacio as our outreach charity program chairman. We have administration chairman and events, Mr. Chairman Dan Hill Chicano. And then we have our supply officer, Mr. Rodnell Balaga. So he's the chief, also active duty member. And of course, like I mentioned, our sports commissioner is Mr. Alain Buen Suceso.
Wow, sports. And you have, I understand, a lot of activities lined up for this year.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that there is an activity happening at the end of this month. Can you tell us about it?
So, after our inauguration, we started with iftar during Ramadan. And then the second one, this is the major event. Every year, it's a tradition of the Filipino-American Association. It is part of our camaraderie among the members. So we compete in different sports.
Wow.
So this coming 26th of May 2023, which is this coming Friday next week.
Friday next week, remember
Friday
that.
next week. It is started from 8 o'clock to around 4 o'clock. So we have 7 games total. Our members itself, so we categorize them by colors, from red, green, yellow, and blue teams. So they have like 30 members in every team.
Wow,
every team.
okay.
So
where is it going to be held?
it will be held right here in Jufair. Will be in Al Natsma Sports Club.
Okay.
So it will be a one-day event. So this will be to promote camaraderie, and at the same time, we do fundraising also, because this coming July, we have an outreach charity for disabled children, or maybe orphanage. So it's still in the work, but the target is either July or first week of August after these sports events. So whatever funds we created from that event, we will use it to support, to have disabled children and orphanage here in the Kingdom of Bahrain.
Wow, that's a major undertaking, and that's really, charity, an act of love, And so, how many members you have right now?
So far right now is, I can see next month, until probably sometimes in July, we are about close to 300 now, and we're increasing day by day.
Wow, from 30 to 300. It's a major undertaking.
The second term that I was here were almost 450. During in
That was your term.
2008 to 2010. It's about like 400 to 450 during that time.
Wow, so this is my next question. So your Fil-Am is growing. It has something to do, I believe, with the leadership, because you cannot throw members if you are a weak leader, right? So I believe it always depends on the leader. Fonti, in your opinion, what makes a good leader?
Well, let me say this. A lot of people might not understand. The way I categorize myself is a natural leader. When I said natural leader is, first and foremost is your parents molding you. From the beginning, when you made mistakes, they would say, don't do this. This is the right thing to do. So growing up with a good, parents, parenting. So things like that. And of course, my father himself, teaching me to stand with my own 2 feet, how to be a good son, a good friend, and respect everybody. So for me, being a leader is, you need to set an example. When I set example, the way you act, the way you talk, the way you care, it's just a part of, you make people belong. You would like to be be respectful and respect others in return. And when you care, you need to show from your heart, not only in words, because they can feel it. They can feel it if it is really, really coming from your heart. And not only that, we are families from our ancestors. They are leaders of a small community. So growing up, I'm seeing my grandparents, my parents, my grandmother, I'm seeing them already close to the people. So we're growing up, we're like that. We are trained to be with people because we have businesses in our place in the province. So as my mom and my Lola, they have restaurants. So we have business. That's why, people coming in and out, in and out. And the restaurants we have is almost 45 years.
45.
So we belong with people. And in that small town, the majority of the people are our relatives. That's what we know. So we started from a humble beginning, our small place. It's like, not even me, even my cousins are trained to lead our small community. So that our uncles, the next generation, we will do the same thing what they did before. So for me, it's part of my life.
Yeah, actually, it's in your DNA. I think I would say it's in your DNA. And you had a lot of good role models.
Yes,
wow.
I do.
You have from your father, from your
and then
grandparents, from your parents,
back in
from your
99,
mom.
and then I joined the U.S. Navy. I met good people, good leader. I followed their footsteps. I've been mentored with good leaders, good American leaders, and until now, I look up to, even though I'm already retired.
And
they're already retired also.
And I'm sure you have a regular contact with them, for sure.
Yeah, especially on Christmas.
Oh,
I reach out just to say, hey, sir, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Or Happy Thanksgiving Day. And thanking them for trusting me for all those years that I worked for them.
And my dear viewers, one of the things that I really love about Fonti, it doesn't act like, high and mighty. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to kill or shoot somebody else. But he is a really humble person, which I take up my hat to you, sir. To you, sir.
I owe it to my father.
Yes, you had a good training, I would say, from your parents, from your background, from your family. They really set a good role model for you. And that's what the group, the Fil-Am members are also seeing from you. That's why he got elected, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of times. Because, I think there's also a chance maybe they would elect you again forever. Is there such a position like
I hope that, other people need to have a chance to lead also.
And how do you see yourself 5 years from now, Fonti?
Well, I guess, I probably still working on the government. I was hired back in the States to be a government employee. They call it GS, Government Service Employee. So I probably, if God's permit, I will probably stay here because I still have kids in college. And of course, being a father, I need to support them.
How many kids do you have?
I got 3.
Okay.
I got 3. So
are they planning to enter also the Navy or the military?
Every time I talk to them, probably they're not. No, because especially I was eyeing for my youngest son, but he said, no, Dad.
What does he want to be?
I just want to be an engineer. He wants to build buildings.
Wow.
Yes.
And how about the other 2?
The other 2 is 21 years old, and my oldest son is already 26. He's already working.
Oh, what's his job, right?
Oh, he's a graduate in nursing.
Oh,
So
wow,
he's a nurse,
medicine,
yes.
the other one, engineering.
Yes.
And the other
one is tourism and management.
Wow.
Bachelor of Science in Tourism and Management. Yeah.
That's a really cool
And she will
subject and
graduate
course.
next year.
Yeah. So nobody wanted to enter Navy or...
Every time just talking to them about the military, and they said, Dad, I'm sleepy. I have a homework.
And
you can feel. You can tell.
And they chose a different path
Path,
or
yes.
career from that, no?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but at least you know what I like about this. You didn't force them like,
No, no.
take this.
I am the type of the
You give them freedom.
parents and as a father. I want them to think and choose what they want to do in life. I want them to be happy.
There's
because if I
democracy.
will force them
Yes.
in something that they don't like, later on, I might regret it. So I don't want to be on that feeling that one day I'll regret, my God, how I wish that I did not say or I did not force my daughter. So I let them feel I let them pick their careers.
And sometimes you will get blamed, you know, like,
Oh, yes, of course.
see what happened to me because
Yes,
you forced me
that's
that.
very easy, especially these millennial kids.
Yeah, the millennial kids. This is my last question, Fonti. You're very well known to the community. Is there any message you would like to convey to the Filipino community in Bahrain, or anything that you would like to say to them?
Of course, of course. And this is one of the good question. Every time I was interviewed, they asked me about this. We have a lot of kababayans here. I guess probably, 47,000. That's the last thing.
49,000
49,000
now.
now.
I think.
49,000 of our kababayans here in the Kingdom of Bahrain only. And I'm sure more than from different parts of the Middle East. I would like to tell to everybody that I know every day it's a hard work. Especially the majority of us, we have families back home that we are supporting. Our children, our parents, our brothers, sisters. Okay. But first of all, don't forget to pray and to ask our Almighty every day, our life. And one thing more that I would like to tell everybody, be proud of yourself. Be proud to be a Filipino, because we work hard, and being a Filipino, we are very friendly people. We are very smart people. We are very talented people. I know that in my heart because I was born in the Philippines. I came from there. It is just lucky that I was a naturalized citizen. But honestly, you know, this is what I learned from my parents. No matter wherever you go, in the eyes of the other people, you're still a Filipino. And you need to be proud of where you came from. Because our race are good people.
Yes.
And I mean that. You know, when it comes to global Filipinos, pretty much you can see a lot of Filipinos in different countries. And Filipinos are hard-working people. And it's a true testament. So, my third advice to everybody, to our kababayans also, let's unite each other. Let's be friends with everybody and be proud of where we came from. Wag po nating ikakahiya where we came from. Because just starting from our parents, they raised us so good to be good people. That is the foundation of the majority of the Filipinos. So I will take this opportunity also for everybody to listen to this interview. Don't forget, and I'll be the first one to say also, I've known Nanju Francisco. So let's give her an opportunity with this YouTube as one of our subscribers here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Let's help her out. I would like for you, and I encourage all my Fil-Am members to subscribe to her so that we can help her also, so that she can move on and do a lot of reporting to our community that one day we will be proud of.
Thank you so much, Fonti. I'm so moved. I'm teary right now. Thank you for your support and the fact that you are here with us. This is such a blessing. Our subscribers have a lot of takeaways from you, and we really gave life to this interview.
Thank you so much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Fonti, for being with us.
Welcome.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you still want me to interview Mr. Fonti in the coming, episodes, just let me know and just subscribe. Remember that.
Remember,
subscribe.
please subscribe. Nanju Francisco
Reports.
Thank you.
So, thank you again, Mr.
Thank you.
Fonti.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
and
you again.
nice to see you
It's a pleasure
again. And I
also,
wish you
ma'am.
more luck for the Filipino-American Association.
Thank you.
So, for this week, this is our special guest again. I really, really appreciate your time, your valuable time, Mr.
Anytime,
Fonti.
Ms. Nanju.
So, if you like this interview with Mr. Fonti, ladies and gentlemen, just don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to Nanju Francisco Reports. And don't forget to click that button so that you will be updated to our latest videos, So until next time, we'll see you again for the next episode of Nanju Francisco Reports. Bye!
Bye-bye. Don't forget.